Hi everybody, we are going to learn how to take the surface area of a cylinder once more. So I have already done a video doing the volume, which is the inside. The volume is like the inside, like if liquid were to come inside and fill it up, volume is inside. And we already found the surface area, the outside area. If this was dipped into a liquid, what the area on the outside would be covered would be the surface area. But because surface area is so difficult, we're going to do the problem one more time using these numbers, 12 and 6. Okay, so here we go. Again, surface area is if you were to dip this and seal it up really, really good so nothing gets inside. If you were to dip this into a liquid, we want to know how much of this area, the outside area, would be covered. Okay, so let's draw the net of this figure. And again, like in the other video, if this is a cylinder, let me make it real quick, hold on. Okay, if this is a cylinder right here, if we were to open up this, this part right here, the wall part right here, we would get a rectangle. So I'm going to draw this part right over here. Okay, and I know that this side right here is 12, which is the same, the height is 12, which is the same as this. So this is a 12, and this is also a 12. That's 12 feet. And move that over. Oh, can't do it. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the circle that's on the top and cut it off like almost like a can opener, like you're cutting it off and opening it. And we're going to put that right there at the top and the same identical base on the bottom. These are identical because otherwise, if one was smaller than the other, you wouldn't be able, you'd have open gaps. So they have to be identical. Okay. Let's label this. We're going to put that as 6. And I'm going to move this over a little bit. And we have 12 feet. Okay, so the top and the bottom are the same. Now I'm going to move my picture over a little bit because we took this figure and opened it up. So now it's laying flat. Now to find the surface area, what we have to do is find the area, the flat area of this, the flat area of this, and the flat area of this. Now you would think that this rectangle would be the easiest part. It's just base times height. But unfortunately, we don't have this base number. We don't know what it is. And this number isn't going to help us right now. Well, I mean, it kind of does, but it's not directly helping us find that base. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the area of this circle. Okay, so let's draw this circle down here. And find the formula, or remember the formula. Area equals pi r squared. And I always remember this is the one because it's squared, and area is squared. So that's how I remember the formula. Area equals pi is 3.14, and the radius is the little rad part is 6. And we're going to square it. Now this is, this is an approximation of pi, because pi is an irrational number. It goes on and on forever. So because we're estimating it, we have to change this to an approximation. It's around about 3.14. All right, area is approximately 3.14. And following the order of operations, I'm going to do the exponent first. 6 times 6 is 36. All right, we're going to multiply 3.14. Let me get my calculator. All right, 3.14 times 36. And we get, a big number. We get area is approximately 113.04. Now we could put the unit if we wanted to, it would be feet, and because it's area, it will be squared. But we don't really need this right now, so I'm just going to remember this number. The area of this circle, so the flat area of this circle, is 113.04. So I'm going to write that in these circles so I can remember. The area in here is 113.04. And I don't even have to do this problem because it's identical. It's exactly the same thing, 113.04. Now, the last part we have to do is find the area of this rectangle, okay? So let's try and figure out how we can find this base. Well, if I look at the cylinder right here, I need this part right here. So I'm going to show you, here is a cylinder. Okay, so here's the cylinder. Oh, my arm is going all weird. Hold on one second. Here's the cylinder, and if we were to open it up, there is the length we need. We need this base. We need this length. So again, when I close it and make a cylinder, it looks like it's just the outer part of this circle on the top, which is called the circumference. So we're going to find how wide this, not wide, we're going to find the distance around the circle, kind of like perimeter. So we're going to use this circle again. And this time I want to know how long it is around this. And I'm going to make a little mark with my pen. We need to know this length, okay? Because it's the same thing down here. The base times the height will give us the area for that. So I need to know this part right here. Well, when I wrapped up this rectangle and made a cylinder, the pink was shown right here, which is the outside distance around the circle. That could be perimeter, but typically we call perimeter on a rectangle, things like that, but we don't call perimeter the distance of a circle. We call it a circumference, which means kind of the same thing. All right, so let's go down here and we're going to find the circumference of this circle. And again, that's the distance going around. Well, the formula for that is circumference equals pi d. And I always get these two confused, but this one I remember has a square in it, and area is always squared. So we're going to do C equals pi d. So C equals pi, which is 3.14, and we have to times it by the diameter. Well, if we know the radius, the center to the outside is 6, the diameter is just the whole distance from one end to the other end. From one side to the other side. So if this is 6, then this would be 6. So all together, that would be a 12. All right, and this is approximate because I rounded it again. All right, so we're going to do circumference equals pi times diameter. Well, the diameter is 12. All right, circumference is, let me use my calculator, 3.14 times 12. And we get 37.68. Okay, now circumference is a distance, so that would just be feet, because it's just the distance around it, so we're just going to measure that as feet. All right, so here we go. Now I know the distance around the circle, 37.68. It's this part right here, so I'm going to label that as 37.68. Now what we're going to do is we are going to find the area of this rectangle. So the whole point of doing this is to find the surface area of the whole cylinder. I found the area of this, I found the area of this, and now I just have to find the area of the rectangle. The hardest part was they didn't give us this length right here, but now I have it. So we're just going to do length times height, or same thing, base times height, it's the same thing. All right, so let me draw the rectangle. Oops, hold on one second. All right, so here's the rectangle, and it had a length of 37.68 and a height of 12, and it's feet. So the formula for that would be area equals base times height, or length times width. It's the same thing. This length is the same as this, and this is the base. So area equals base times height. The base is 37.68, and the height is 12. So we have to multiply those together. So using my calculator, 37.68 times 12, oh my goodness, area equals 452.16. Now it's feet, and because it's area is always squared. So now we have the area of the rectangle, 452.16 feet squared. So now I'm going to write that up here. This area in here is, let me get my red pen, 452.16. All right, we need the surface area of the whole cylinder. So I'm going to take this one, the area of that, the area of that, and the area of that, and add them all up. All right, so finding the surface area. Oh, all right, I'm going to take 452.16, and I'm going to add 113.04. I'm going to add another 113.04. Now you can add them all up, or you could maybe times that by 2 because you have 2 of them. So times that by 2 and then add that, and it's the same answer. Make sure your decimals line up. because your parts need to line up and your whole pieces need to line up. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 and 4 is 14. 4 carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, 3 plus 3 is 6. 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. And then 4, 5, 6. So our final answer is the surface area, is 678.24. Now, with the unit, because it's surface area, area is always squared. And that would be the final answer. Thank you for watching.